It's election season. There's no better destination than CNN News 18 for all your election insights. Every day through the week at 5 p.m, we bring you the most important election-related stories, the ones that have made headlines, the ones that have stoked controversy. That sets the election agenda. Over the next 60 minutes, I will take you through the day's biggest political story, the war around it and the impact it would have or the lack thereof on the upcoming elections. We'll also bring you voices from on ground and from the length and breadth of this country where my colleagues have been travelling, getting us the mood and pulse of the voters. This show will be your one-stop shop in election season, and beginning this broadcast with news coming in from the biggest state, from the largest state of this country, Uttar Pradesh, which sends about 80 members of parliament. There seems to be some struggle as far as the India bloc goes, as far as the Samajwadi specifically goes. That's where we're getting our first piece of information from. Samajwadi Party seems confused over who to pitch and who not to. SP candidate reshuffle continues. After Moradabad and Meerut, the Samajwadi Party has now changed its Baghpat candidate as well. Manoj Chaudhary has now been replaced with Amarpal Sharma is what we're given to understand. This is the latest change as far as the Samajwadi Party camp is concerned. Siddhant, my colleague, joining us, getting us more details on this. Siddhant, we're given to understand at least about 10 seats is where the Samajwadi Party has had a rethink on their candidates.
Well, yes, that's absolutely right, Poonam. And, starting from Moradabad, the first ticket was given to ST Hassan, then later ST Hassan got replaced with Ruchi Verma. Then in Meerut, Sunita Verma replaced Atul Pradhan, and before that Atul Pradhan had already replaced Bhanu Pratap. Baghpat, Manoj Chaudhary has replaced Amarpal Sharma, as you have rightly pointed out. Rampur, Asim Raza has replaced Mahibullah Naqvi. Badayu on Badayu seat, Shivpal Yadav has recommended his son's name. And on Gautam Buddha Nagar seat, if I talk about, then Mahendra Nagar replaces Rahul Avana. And then again Rahul Avana got replaced by Mahendra Nagar. So there is full confusion as far as Samajwadi camp in Uttar Pradesh is concerned. If I'm not mistaken, that on more than 10 changes have taken place on various seats of Badayu, Bijnor, Gautam Buddha Nagar, Baghpat, Rampur, Moradabad, where first tickets were given to different candidates, and then later it was changed, or perhaps on the last moment the tickets got changed, or in fact there was some in some cases the two people from the Samajwadi Party have filed for a nomination. So that also happened in seats like Rampur. So as far as Samajwadi Party camp is concerned, the challenge for Akhilesh Yadav is to keep the camp intact at this point in time, because they already lost the Vidhan Sabha election. This time around it is really difficult for them to be a challenger, formidable challenger in the state of Uttar Pradesh, fighting with the election machinery of Bharatiya Janata Party. And this is a reason that there is to some extent a confusion to give the best candidate. The caste calculation and that the other calculations are something which the party leadership is doing. At the same time, because of the camp politics within the party, if Akhilesh Yadav decides some candidate, then there is a request that comes from Uncle Azam Khan or Uncle Shivpal Yadav for the other candidate. Then Akhilesh Yadav have to sort of take a name of his candidate back and give green signal to Uncle Shivpal's or Azam Khan's candidate. So that has perhaps become the situation of Samajwadi Party in Uttar Pradesh. And see, that is the reason that today Jayant Chaudhary has taken a pot shot on what is happening in Samajwadi Party camp, that if you are lucky if you have become a candidate of Samajwadi Party for few hours. So that is how Jayant Chaudhary has reacted to the Samajwadi Party changing candidates, and still on the last day of nominations on many seats, Poonam, on till last day of nomination takes place till 3 p.m. in the afternoon. Till then they were in the confused state, and even the cadre don't know who is going to be the candidate. So that is the situation.
Absolutely,
of
and it's
Samajwadi
interesting
Party,
to see why exactly these changes have been made. Are they actually going to affect the chances of the Samajwadi Party? What really was the reason for Akhilesh Yadav to change his mind? We'll try and get you more reactions on that. For the moment, Siddhant, do stay on with us because we have some more breaking news that's now coming in. This too coming in from Uttar Pradesh. The Congress still hasn't declared its Amethi and Raebareli candidates, and amid suspense over that, guess who stepped in? Robert Vadra has now waded into the debate. Vadra says want to fight from Amethi. The people of Amethi want it, is what Robert Vadra has now said. Let's listen in.
मैं पहले तो अमेठी के लोगों को और रायबरेली के लोगों को ज़रूर चाहूँगा कि कोई भी उनको रिप्रेजेंट करे, जो भी वहाँ का सांसद हो वो उनकी प्रगति की बात करें, उनके अच्छाई की बात करें और सुरक्षा की बात करें और भेदभाव की राजनीति ना करें, क्योंकि जो वहाँ की अभी सांसद हैं उनसे वो अमेठी के लोग बहुत परेशान हैं और अमेठी में उनको लगा है कि गलती हुई, क्योंकि उनका मेरे ख्याल से ज़्यादा वहाँ आना जाना नहीं है, वहाँ कुछ प्रगति के बारे में नहीं सोच रहे हैं, बस वो ये देख रहे हैं कि गांधी परिवार के ऊपर कैसे कुछ बेबुनियाद कोई सवाल उठाएं, इल्ज़ाम लगाएं और बस शोर शराबा करें और अपनी पोजीशन का गलत इस्तेमाल करें। तो मैं देखता हूं कि ज़्यादातर वो उसी में लगे हुए हैं और क्योंकि बरसों से गांधी परिवार ने अमेठी, रायबरेली, सुल्तानपुर, जगदीशपुर उन सारे एरिया में मेहनत से काम किया, लोगों के लिए वहाँ बहुत ही प्रगति हुई। और
Pallavi and Siddhant, my colleagues, join us on this broadcast, getting us more perspective. Pallavi, it will be interesting if the Congress does actually name Robert Vadra as the candidate from Amethi.
Well, you know, Robert Vadra has been very, very careful actually whenever we've asked him about his political ambitions. There was a time when I remember when every time Rahul Gandhi or Priyanka Gandhi Vadra would travel to Amethi and Raebareli, he would be seen by their side. He would often give sound bites to say that at some point of time he'll mull the fact whether he wants to enter into active politics. But each time the speculation has been ripe, especially from Moradabad, which is really where his family belongs from, and they also have family business from there. He has always stayed away from active politics. But he has been quite vocal, if I may say, about the fact, and you do see him up and about at political events and also projecting himself as someone who is going to be very vocal on key political issues as well. I don't think the party has even considered his name very actively at this point of time, because it could have several political implications, and it certainly would give a handle to the BJP, which I think they would want to avoid at this point of time. But who knows, Poonam, in politics just about anything is possible. But yes, for Amethi and Raebareli, the party still has to make up its mind. And when is it that they're going to declare, and who from the Gandhi family will be contesting from these seats, if anyone is going to at all?
Right, as far as Amethi is concerned, the polling is going to happen in the 5th phase, which is 20th of May. So there's still time for the Congress party to decide who their candidate is going to be. Similarly with Raebareli as well. But it'll be interesting because Amethi is a fight where Smriti Irani is very, very sure and confident that her work speaks for herself, and that the Prime Minister's development works have finally come to the town of Amethi, come to the seat of Amethi, and that's something that is going to go the BJP's way. As far as the Congress party and the family is concerned, do you have any insight of whether or not we could be seeing Priyanka Gandhi fighting from either of those seats?
It's quite possible that one of the two are definitely going to be contesting, possibly. That's what we are being told from the family bastions. And look at Smriti Irani today. She was strategically and symbolically, she was there by the side of the BJP candidate while he was filing his nomination paper for Wayanad. Over there also she made the statement that just as he ran away from Amethi, he's going to run away from Wayanad. The missing politician or a missing MP has been the narrative which has been put up by her. And the two times that she has won over, she's always made the point that these people have run away. This time round also, when I travelled to Amethi and Raebareli, and whenever she was interacting with the people over there, she would make the point that, look, you did have an MP at some point of time, but he left you, he abandoned you, and he went away to Wayanad, which is why the Congress party is in a bit of a fix. If they decide not to field either Rahul Gandhi from Amethi, then it is going to give credence to the BJP's claim that he's run away, he's not sure of victory. But if they make him contest, will he be able to win? Because Smriti Irani kind of has solidified her position over there. So I think anyone other than a Rahul Gandhi contesting from Amethi will only help Smriti Irani during her campaign reinforce the point that, look, Rahul Gandhi ran away from Amethi.
And is that really the point that they want to drive home? That's really what's important. It's not just about winnability. It's also about the kind of optics and the messaging that you want to send. Siddhant is also joining us here on this broadcast. Siddhant, we've seen as far as the BJP is concerned, Amethi, of course, they've already declared their candidate. Smriti Irani, the sitting member of parliament, is going to be fighting from there. Before I come to you, let's listen in to Robert Vadra when he says that I would like to choose Amethi if I were to contest.
सोल्यूशन बरसों से गांधी परिवार ने अमेठी, रायबरेली, सुल्तानपुर, जगदीशपुर और सारे एरिया में मेहनत से काम किया। लोगों के लिए वहाँ बहुत ही प्रगति हुई और मैं फिर से कहूँगा कि जब अमेठी के लोगों को लग रहा है कि उन्होंने गलती की कि स्मृति जी को जिताया और राहुल को वहाँ से जो भी है कि कोई और कंस्टिट्यूंसी ढूंढनी पड़ी या जो भी है, पर मुझे लग रहा है कि वो चाहते हैं कि गांधी परिवार का कोई भी सदस्य वापस आए।
Now, Siddhant, if Robert Vadra was to be fielded either from Amethi or from Raebareli or any other seat for that matter, this would play right into the playbook of the BJP's attack on the Congress, isn't it? There are several allegations and cases that Robert Vadra has faced as far as corruption charges go, corruption allegations go. The dynasty politics attack that the BJP has always maintained on the Congress party, that would come out with renewed vigor.
Well, that's right, Poonam. And there's a popular saying in Hindi, gale ki haddi na nikli ja rahi na ugli ja rahi hai. So that is the situation of Congress party when it comes to seat of Raebareli and Amethi. Because, Poonam, the fact is that their local leadership, their local cadre is not with them. Most of them have joined Bharatiya Janata Party. They are sitting, they are sitting strong leaders are with Bharatiya Janata Party now. So the challenge for the Congress party is also that they don't have local cadre available on these two seats. As far as your question is concerned, that's absolutely right, Poonam. In fact, before this also, when Congress party was in power and was very much in a good position, at that point in time also there was discussion to give ticket to Robert Vadra, not from Raebareli Amethi, but one of the seats from the Awadh region of Uttar Pradesh. But at that point in time also, the senior leadership of the Congress party thought of not giving it to Robert Vadra, otherwise BJP would play the dynastic politics card. So that was one of the reasons that he was not given ticket at that point in time. But now he is speaking to media, he's going out and telling the word that he's interested in contesting elections from one of those two seats. So perhaps it's more like putting Congress party in spot. They don't have a cadre on those two seats. The second, it's a Gandhi family bastions, both the seats. And the third, if Robert Vadra is offering himself to contest election, then why the ticket is not being given to him? The question goes out for the Congress party only. But it's only the time which will tell us that who is going to be the candidate from these two seats, whether it's going to be somebody from the family or an outsider. Back to you.
Right, the family should be chosen. That's what the people of Amethi want, is what Robert Vadra had come out and said. Whether he's going to be contesting, whether he's hinting at himself throwing his hat in the ring, or is this an indication of what's to come? Listen to what Robert Vadra had to say once again.
पर मुझे लग रहा है कि वो चाहते हैं कि गांधी परिवार का कोई भी सदस्य वापस आए, वहाँ वो भारी बहुमत से जिताएंगे। यहाँ तक कि वो मेरे से भी प्रेरणा करते हैं और आशा करते हैं कि मैं वहाँ अपना पहला कदम अगर राजनीति में रखता हूँ और सांसद बनने की सोचता हूँ तो मैं अमेठी को ही रिप्रेजेंट करूँ, क्योंकि मैंने 99 से अपनी जो प्रचार के साथ शुरू किया वो अमेठी में ही था।
Now, Pallavi, as far as Robert Vadra is concerned, like you said, he has not been he hasn't contested so far. That's something that the family has not spoken of, or the Congress party has not spoken of. We've not even seen him campaigning. So maybe not contesting, so to say, but will we see him campaigning this time around, perhaps for Rahul Gandhi?
Well, actually, in Amethi, he has campaigned, but very, very sporadically, a couple of times, certainly not as active as Priyanka Gandhi Vadra. In fact, even before Priyanka formally joined the Congress party in terms of active politics and became in charge of Uttar Pradesh, she would spend actually more time over there. And Robert Vadra has not really been active in terms of taking a responsibility. I think one of the main reasons why the party has been a little wary is because of the kind of controversies surrounding him, and for a very, very very long time he became the target of attacks coming in from the BJP. It was felt that he was a weak spot, so to say, as far as the Gandhi family is concerned. So there were always attempts being made to shield him and keep him out of the limelight.
Right.
Yet very often on public occasions, of course, we will see nominations being filed, campaigning. Even today, there's a picture of early this morning when Sonia Gandhi took oath as a Rajya Sabha member. Robert Vadra is very much by their side. So it doesn't come as a surprise. People in Amethi and Raebareli do know him. So I would still be surprised, but let's see what happens in politics. You know, very often surprises are sprung on you.
Absolutely. Do stay on with us. BJP's Anila Singh joining us on the broadcast. Ma'am, thank you so much for speaking with us on CNN News 18. Your first reaction to Robert Vadra perhaps contesting the election, wanting to do so from Amethi?
My Ram Ram to all. And in Hindi we say बस अब इन्हीं की कसर थी और I can say कि दुश्मनों की जरूरत नहीं है जब कांग्रेस में रॉबर्ट वाड्रा जैसे लोग हों. So if he wants to contest that, does he think that he is going to win? This is called Parivarvad. This is called family politics. Each and every member of the family of Congress, they want to come into politics. They consider themselves as Raja, Maharaja, Maharanis. That is the attitude. So Robert Vadra should talk to his mother-in-law or brother-in-law that I want to contest from Amethi. Smriti Irani is there to take the challenge. Let us also see that how Jijaji performs there. No, I don't know what is happening in Congress. They are living in which era? They have forgotten that our country is a free country now, democracy is there, and there are n number of workers in Congress party who can do so well. But they are not taking care of their workers. That is why every day we see the big faces leaving Congress party. So I think through ANI, Robert Vadra wants to convey something to his Sasuma and to Rahul ji as well.
Whether that message is heard and whether his wishes come true, we'll have to wait and see. Amethi and Raebareli are still the seats that haven't been declared by the Congress yet. But Anila Singh, thank you so much for speaking with us here on CNN News 18. Shifting focus now to some more breaking news that's coming in. It's election season. We're going to be seeing manifestos being released by all parties. The CPIM released its manifesto for the Lok Sabha elections earlier today. Several promises have been made in that manifesto. They want to scrap the UAPA. They want to scrap PMLA as well. That is what finds mention as far as the CPIM's election manifesto for 2024 elections is concerned. These laws are draconian and will be repealed if the India bloc comes to power, is the promise that the left has now made. PMLA are all draconian laws. The CPIM stands for scrapping these, is a pledge that has been made by the party in its manifesto. They also say that an uncompromising adherence to the principle that religion is separated from politics will be practiced. Speaking of the CAA, which was the rules for which were recently notified, the CPIM has also then gone on to say that this too will be revoked if the India bloc is voted to power. Neetu, my colleague, joining us, getting us more details. What more can you tell us about the CPIM manifesto, Neetu?
So, see, one of the major points that the CPIM has said is that it stands for scrapping of all draconian laws like the UAPA and the PMLA also. They have released their manifesto for the Lok Sabha elections. CPM has appealed to the voters to defeat the BJP, strengthen the left and ensure the formation of an alternative secular government at the center. They said that the party has pledged to fight for an uncompromising adherence to the principle that religion is separated from politics. It also said that it will fight for the law against hate speech and crime, then committed to scrapping of the Citizenship Amendment Act in 2019. These are some of the points that the CPIM election manifesto has mentioned. There is also promised to tax the super rich and introduce a law on general wealth tax and inheritance tax.
Right, several promises there being made by the CPM. Whether they resonate with the voters or not, time will tell. For the moment, though, thank you so much for getting us the latest. Speaking of the left and of Kerala specifically, Rahul Gandhi has now been put in the dock by none other than the Chief Minister of Kerala, Pinarayi Vijayan. This happens a day after Congress Member of Parliament Rahul Gandhi kicked off his poll campaign. Remember, he filed his nomination from Wayanad for the contest just yesterday. The Congress is now being attacked by both the left and the right for the absence of any flags during the roadshow that took place while Rahul Gandhi was on his way to file his nomination. The Indian Muslim League's flags were missing, so were the Congress parties. Kerala Chief Minister alleged that the Congress did not show its flags and that of its allies during this event because it's scared of the BJP. The Chief Minister also hit out at the Congress Member of Parliament, alleging that Rahul Gandhi lacked the courage to publicly display his own party's flags and that of his allies. The Chief Minister of Kerala, in fact, even contended the stand taken by the Congress. He says that it indicates that it wants the votes of the IUML but will not acknowledge how important that is to them.
Chief Minister of Kerala is having an unholy nexus with the BJP. 5 years back, when Rahul Gandhi landed in Wayanad, the BJP made a controversy regarding the flag issue. After 5 years, the Chief Minister of Kerala is making a controversy on the same subject, the flag, because he is adjusting with the BJP. He can look after his own LDF matters. There is no need to intervene our propaganda. There are sufficient leadership in the UDF. How to move with our propaganda in Kerala. We don't want any assistance from AKG Center or from the Chief Minister of Kerala.
मेरा ये मानना है कि कल कांग्रेस पार्टी के नामांकन रैली में मुस्लिम लीग के फ्लैग्स को छुपाना इस बात का संकेत है कि या तो राहुल गांधी मुस्लिम लीग के समर्थन से शर्मसार हैं या फिर जब वो उत्तर भारत में आएंगे और मंदिर मंदिर जाएंगे तब लोगों से उत्तर भारत में मुस्लिम लीग के साथ उनके गठबंधन को छुपा पाएंगे। मैं केरला आकर और विशेषतः वायनाड आकर देखकर ये स्तब्ध हो गई हूँ, आश्चर्यचकित हूँ कि पीएफआई जैसी आतंकवादी संगठन के बैन के बावजूद पीएफआई के पॉलिटिकल लीडरशिप से राहुल गांधी समर्थन अपने चुनाव के लिए ले रहे हैं।
Sharon, my colleague, joining us, getting us more details. Sharon, you were in Wayanad yesterday when Rahul Gandhi was holding that road show, which eventually culminated in him filing his nomination papers. Now, contrast the pictures that we saw yesterday to what happened back in 2019. That is when all those IUML flags were seen during that particular rally. That's what the Chief Minister is referring to. The controversy that had erupted back then is not something that the Congress wanted this time around, is why there were absolutely no flags, neither that of the IUML or the Congress, is what the left is alleging. How is the Congress responding to this? Any response from Rahul Gandhi himself?
Well, there has not been any statement that has come from the Congress party on why the IUML flag or the Congress flag were missing from the roadshow. But this was something that was part of a strategy that was decided by the Congress party for sure. Because in 2019, the IUML flag in Congress's roadshow had attracted a lot of criticism, and we have seen how the IUML Muslim League flag were in fact being compared to the Pakistan flag, and ever since then it seems that the Congress party had decided that they are not going to put any party flag. So that is why yesterday there were only Indian National Congress's board that was there. There was no flag of the Congress party, only balloons that were doing the rounds in the roadshow, and completely the flag of the Muslim League was missing. This is what the BJP is now talking about, that why is it that the Congress party is embarrassed of Muslim League or their symbol, embarrassed of Muslim League or their symbol and their flag. If they are in alliance with the Muslim League, if they want their support in seats like Wayanad, then be outright about it. Be why are they being embarrassed and hiding the flags in the roadshow is the question that is being asked by the BJP. Smriti Irani, the Union Minister, was also here in Wayanad, who took this opportunity and hit out and said that in South, Rahul Gandhi wants a Muslim League support, but when he comes to North, he visits temples and he praises Sanatan Dharam, but down South, he takes support of Muslim League and criticizes Sanatan Dharam. So clearly it is an opportunity for the BJP to hit out, saying that the Congress doesn't respect their own allies, their own alliance partners. That is why their symbol and flags have been missing from the roadshow.
Right, Sharon, thank you so much for getting us the latest on that. While we speak of Kerala, let's speak about some constituencies and what those people of those constituencies feel about their politicians. Alappuzha is one of the most keenly watched constituency in Kerala. My colleague, in fact, caught up with the Congress's candidate from there, K.C. Venugopal, a senior leader of the Congress party, the National General Secretary as well. He won from the constituency in 2009 and 2014, but didn't contest in 2019, and the Congress lost that seat. Can he turn those fortunes around for the Congress party this time around? He clearly is very confident. Listen in.
We have along with us Congress's organizational secretary and Alappuzha candidate K.C. Venugopal here. So you had been an MP from this constituency, but last time you didn't contest, and even when there were 19 seats UDF won, this was the only constituency that stayed with the left. You're back here, and BJP has also brought in one of their senior leaders here. So how are you seeing this time's election back?
I think I am very confident to win this election in Alappuzha. You are right, last time we only lost one seat, that is Alappuzha. The entire party leadership and party cadre from this area unanimously demanded me to contest this election. That is why, despite my busy organization schedule is there, I am forced to contest it.
So, Mr. Arif, the MP, is saying that you were not to be seen even in 10 years when you were here in this constituency, and you don't know the issues of this constituency right now. So he's saying that...
That is, you are a media journalist. You can inquire to the people of this constituency. I will not tell anything about my opponent candidate. That is not my culture. Whatever I have done for this constituency, whenever I was there with the people of this constituency, everybody knows that. That is in the public domain. You can check that. You can check the records. You can check with the people. I don't want to answer that type of questions. Even though I am not an MP, officially I am not an MP for the last 5 years for Alappuzha, you can verify. When COVID happened, how was my activities in these areas? When flood happened, what was my activities in the area? The people will answer this question.
What are your promises for the people of Alappuzha?
Alappuzha is basically an area which need more concentration on social empowerment of the people, because here basically fishermen are there, choir workers are there, agriculture workers are there. Basically the people are very much poor. We need to highlight their problems. There are problems in various sectors. We need to focus on their problems.
So nationally, you have been saying that the BJP government is using the agencies, income tax, on the Congress. You have got a verdict. You have got some relief from the court yesterday. So how would you respond to
this? This BJP government's only one-point agenda. On one side, they are telling they are very confident that they are getting for 400 seats. On the other hand, they are very much trying to deny the level playing field for the entire opposition, especially Congress party. In the history of India, this type of activity never happened. To freeze the account of a principal opposition party during the time of election. That is why I think yesterday court has given a relief. But our 135 crore already they have seized.
BJP says that agencies have nothing to do with the BJP or the government. They are just taking action against people who have done wrong or against the country.
Now can I ask a question then? Then what was the statement of Prime Minister Narendra Modi when we visited 3-4 months before Mumbai? He told Ajit Pawar is the most corrupt person in this country. 27,000 crores corruption he had done. Then what action has been taken against Ajit Pawar? What action has been taken against Yediyurappa?
Let's now get to a quick roundup of all that's made news as far as election season is concerned, starting with the Prime Minister and his campaign blitz. He was in Bihar earlier today campaigning for 4 candidates, 2 from the BJP and 2 from the allies. The candidates included Arun Bharti, Sushil Kumar Singh, Jitan Ram Manjhi and Vivek Thakur, all with strong familial ties in their respective constituencies, something that the former Deputy Chief Minister of Bihar raked up. Prime Minister Modi, though, during the rally took on his political rivals. NDA can ensure development in the state, and the BJP this time around with its allies will win all 40 seats in the state of Bihar.
कि जन सैलाब बता रहा है जनता का मूड क्या है। जुमई से बीजेपी और एनडीए के पक्ष में उठी ये हुंकार बिहार के साथ ही पूरे देश में गूंज रही है।
Prime Minister Modi will be addressing an election rally in Udhampur in Jammu on the 12th of April. This, remember, will be his third rally in Jammu and Kashmir this year. Union Home Minister Amit Shah will also be there. He will be campaigning for the BJP on the 9th of April in the Raipur-Domana constituency. Uttar Pradesh Chief Minister Yogi Adityanath, who is also on the star campaigners list for the party, will be holding an election rally in Kathua on the 10th. Faced with rebellion in Karnataka, Union Home Minister Amit Shah's meeting with KS Ishwarappa following his rebellion was cancelled, in fact, after which Ishwarappa returned. The BJP senior leader reiterated that he will contest elections this time around against former Chief Minister B.S. Yediyurappa's son B.Y. Raghavendra as an independent candidate from the Shivamogga Lok Sabha constituency. Pappu Yadav filed his nomination from Purnia while Bima Bharti urged him to back her. Meanwhile, Yadav requested the RJD chief Lalu Prasad to consider the Purnia seat in the interest of the alliance and leave it for the Congress party.
मैं टॉर्चर जरूर हुआ 14 दिनों में, परेशान जरूर हुए, लेकिन मैंने देश का दिल जीता। मैं चुनाव जीतना मेरे लिए मैटर नहीं है, मेरे लिए मैटर है इस देश के जनता का विश्वास जीतना, और मैंने बिहार का आशीर्वाद जीता है और ये आशीर्वाद मैं बरकरार रखूंगा। और कांग्रेस परिवार का मैंने आशीर्वाद जीता है। कांग्रेस परिवार मेरे साथ है और मैं कांग्रेस परिवार के आजीवन साथ रहूंगा।
Samajwadi Party changed its candidate from Meerut for the second time for the upcoming Lok Sabha elections following the cancellation of Atul Pradhan's ticket. Sunita Verma has now been nominated. She replaced Atul Pradhan, who was earlier declared as the candidate from the seat. Chirag Paswan faces internal turmoil as 22 party members resigned today. Engineer Ravindra Singh accused Paswan of nepotism, expressing desire to contest elections from Vaishali. On that note, it's time for a quick break here on this edition, but we'll keep getting you more voices from on ground, more election-related coverage only here on CNN News 18. Don't go anywhere.
Hello and welcome to Know Your Neta, and I am today coming to you from the tea plantation in Wayanad, and I'm going to make you meet an interesting Neta. This is her electoral debut. This is the first time that she is going to contest the elections. She has been an activist for over decades altogether, for over 3 decades altogether, and she is also the wife of a prominent veteran politician. I'm talking about none other than Annie Raja over here. Ma'am, thank you for speaking with us. Beautiful, beautiful scenery that you are in here. I want to ask starting by asking that why Wayanad? Why did you choose Wayanad to be your first electoral place to contest election?
You see, for all these years, my party, the Communist Party of India, CPI, has given me other organizational work. And now the party and the left front asked me to contest the election, and they have decided, it is not my selection, but by the party's decision and the LDF's decision to contest from here. So that's why I am here.
So you have always been an activist all through your life. How did you think that I should now enter into the electoral fray? I should be a politician now, because you have been a voice of marginalized. Why this shift suddenly?
No, it's not a shift actually. You see, when I raise voice or I stand with the people, whether it is in Manipur, whether it is in Jammu Kashmir, whether it is in Jabua, whether it is in Orissa, whether it is in Gujarat, it's a political work actually. So it is for to ensure their rights as citizens of this country. That is the that is a political work. So the contesting election, and this is a different form of political activity. So I now, so far my political activity was something different, and now party and Lieutenant asked me to do this political work. So I am here.
All right. When we talk about Wayanad, what is something that you are willing to give to the people of Wayanad? What is the developmental work that you are planning to do if you get elected as the MP?
You see, since this constituency was established, it was always it was UDF all the last three times, and unfortunately for the people of this constituency, the representatives never bothered about the development of this constituency, and the issues. When I am here for more than a month now, interacting with people, you can see this even plantation workers and all. So I interact with them and I ask them, what do you expect from me as a candidate? So I get feedbacks from, I take feedbacks from these every sections of people, and through that what I have come to know is that there are a lot of core issues, and that one.
Welcome back. You're watching Setting the Election Agenda, and a major blow came to the Congress party ahead of the Lok Sabha elections. Congress national spokesperson Gaurav Vallabh tendered his resignation and joined the BJP today. In a letter to the Congress chief Mallikarjun Kharge, Gaurav Vallabh called the party directionless. He cited reasons for his exit. He said, "I cannot raise anti-Sanatan slogans and abuse wealth creators of this country." He also said that he was hurt because of the party's silence on the Ram Mandir issue, and the party in fact skipping the Pran Pratishtha ceremony despite there being an invitation to several leaders of the Congress party. Listen in to what he had to say.
Gaurav, you've joined BJP today, and your tenure or time with the Congress party was more than a decade. What led you to take this decision? Because you've been very critical of Bharatiya Janata Party.
See, I had written one letter to Congress President Shri Mallikarjun Kharge Sahab. In that letter, I had highlighted broadly 3 points. Number one, when leaders of Congress Party and leaders of the alliance are abusing Sanatan, and at that time Congress Party is silent, then it is not silent acceptance of the issue. Then what is that? I can't tolerate that. I can't appear on television and justify those remarks. I condemn them. I condemn them in totality. That statements are not acceptable at all. Number 1 point. Number 2 points, morning to evening, coming on television and abusing the wealth creators is generating wealth in our country is wrong. If somebody had created a wealth, we used to say that we have 100 new unicorns. We should be proud of that. So creating wealth is not abuse. It is something, is a contribution to the GDP of the nation.
They are claiming that dynastic politics is hurting BJP. This election is Congress versus old Congress, not Congress versus BJP. See the number of people they are taking from Congress. There is lack of leadership in the BJP.
Now, Gaurav Vallabh has joined the BJP, but let's take a look at what his electoral graph, so to say, has been. We're talking about the Udaipur seat where he did fight Vidhan Sabha elections back in 2023 in Rajasthan. Now, the elections there took place just a year after the brutal murder, the beheading of Atela Kanhaiya Lal. This is what the result looked like. Gaurav Vallabh there was the first runner-up. He lost to the BJP candidate there. The vote share was about 59% for the BJP, but it was only 39% for Gaurav Vallabh. Pallavi, my colleague, joining us, getting us more details and perspective on this. Pallavi, as far as Gaurav Vallabh's entry into the BJP and the exit from Congress is concerned, how big of a loss is it for the Congress party? Because electorally, he hasn't had much of a luck, be it at the state level or even during Lok Sabha.
Yes, in that sense of being a grassroots leader, he's never really been a high-profile one, but he certainly has been one of the most aggressive and prominent faces, and his finance background also means that he has always been featured by the Congress party when it came to taking on the government, or as far as the GST issue or other financial and economic issues are concerned. The loss, I would say, is more in terms of narrative and perception, because yesterday you had Vijender Singh leaving, and there he had some words to say against the Congress. Today the harsh words used by Gaurav Vallabh is also another indication. And then you had Sanjay Nirupan doing a press conference in Mumbai after being expelled. There also he has some harsh words to use for Rahul Gandhi. So it starts building up, and because it starts building up, it just adds on to this perception which suits the BJP's narrative that in the Congress party is a sinking ship and no one wants to be a part of it because they do want to have a bright political future.
Right, the exodus, unfortunately, for the Congress party continues. For the moment, though, Pallavi, thank you so much for getting us perspective on that. Now, the BJP and its top guns today filed nominations for their electoral battles. Kerala Chief K. Surendran, who's going to be fighting against Rahul Gandhi and Annie Raja in Wayanad, filed his nomination earlier today. We saw Smriti Irani with him. Before filing his nomination, Surendran held a mega roadshow as well. Meanwhile, Union Minister Rajiv Chandrasekhar, who is contesting from Thiruvananthapuram against Shashi Tharoor, also filed his nomination before the district collector. He is also the returning officer. He was accompanied by External Affairs Minister S. Jaishankar and other senior BJP leaders of the state. The other big candidate that filed his nomination today was from Karnataka. BJP's candidate from Bengaluru South, Tejasvi Surya, also filed his nomination, and in tow with him was Union Minister Anurag Thakur.
We are the only party talking about investments, jobs and skilling, while the two of them are in a fight to get the SDPI vote. And certainly it seems that Shashi Tharoor and the Congress have won in the unrelenting effort to get the SDPI vote.
Today I am absolutely jubilant to be a part of the nomination rally of my state president. The issue is that who is the Prime Ministerial candidate of the India Alliance? Is Rahul Gandhi acceptable? So this is an India Alliance which does not have a Neta, which does not have a Niti, and its niyat is to loot. That is known by every Indian citizen. Why is it that when the alliance partners come together for a rally in the national capital, there seems to be no animosity, but when it comes to the seat of Wayanad, there is this competition that is taking place.
Now, we saw several people file their nominations today from the BJP camp. One of them was Rajiv Chandrasekhar, who's taking on Shashi Tharoor of the Congress party, sitting member of parliament from Thiruvananthapuram. It is going to be a high-profile battle. Remember, Shashi Tharoor has been the member of parliament in Thiruvananthapuram for the last 3 terms. He's seeking a re-election, but the BJP is confident that the task of wresting that seat from Tharoor will be done confidently by Rajiv Chandrasekhar. But what do the people of Thiruvananthapuram feel? Take a look.
In Thiruvananthapuram constituency, Congress's Shashi Tharoor has been the MP for the past 3 terms and is seeking re-election for a 4th term. BJP has given the task of wresting the seat from Tharoor to Rajiv Chandrasekhar. The Left Democratic Front has brought in CPI veteran leader and former MP Panyan Ravindran into the poll fray. With the 3 leaders, the competition is tough. Let's take a look at what the people of Thiruvananthapuram wants for their constituency.
Congress's sitting MP Shashi Tharoor is banking on his initiatives in the last 15 years.
On development, my track record is so extensive that I'm releasing a 70-page report today or tomorrow before the Code of Conduct kicks in, telling people in English and Malayalam all that we have achieved for them, just to remind them, because memories are short in politics. But apart from development, there's also the question of the stands one takes. I have been proud of the fact that I've been a voice for Trivandrum in Parliament and on national and international platforms. I've spoken reflective of the faith in diversity, the faith in pluralism that Kerala is famous for and that Thiruvananthapuram as the state's capital epitomizes. As you can see standing with me right now, people of every religion. That's how Kerala is. That's how Thiruvananthapuram is.
BJP's candidate Rajiv Chandrasekhar was saying that Trivandrum had in 95 it was great and all, but it couldn't reach that point, and when it comes to startup we are only about 18 in the places.
So I'd like to ask him, he's been in the central government for 10 years, his government has been in power for 10 years, what have they done for Trivandrum?
In the battle of heavyweights, Union Minister Rajiv Chandrasekhar is hoping that he can change BJP's trajectory in Thiruvananthapuram.
It is very clear that whether it is in technology, whether it is in tourism, whether it is in investments in manufacturing, the city of Thiruvananthapuram, the district of Thiruvananthapuram has unfortunately not received the investments or created the economic growth that it could have. And so therefore, when I meet people today, it is very clear they want a change. They don't want a parliament member or indeed a minister in the government who is not able to deliver something. And I have a track record of delivering on what I say. And I am saying that my campaign is about politics of performance. My campaign is about delivering on what I promise. And I certainly will work very hard for the people of Thiruvananthapuram to bring in investments, to bring in the manufacturing and technology capabilities and transform Thiruvananthapuram into a tech and a tourism hub. This is my broad response to people who come to me and say we want change in Thiruvananthapuram.
For the CPI, this election is an opportunity to regain its lost confidence. And it is hoping that Panniyan Ravindran could be the dark horse in Thiruvananthapuram.
See, I am someone who has been here in Thiruvananthapuram for the past 40 years, has been an MP of Trivandrum. I know the problems of the people here. I am not here to give the fake promises. The BJP candidate says he will make Trivandrum a IT hub. When our EK Nayanar was the CM, the Technopark, the first IT hub has come here, and a lakh people are working here. I will be with the people of Trivandrum for development.
The politicians will of course make their promises, but what's on the minds of the voters of Thiruvananthapuram?
So when you go out for vote, what is it that you think, what is it that you look in your candidate?
When we say member of parliament, he need to have a voice on behalf of, it has to be a very powerful voice. So someone who can provide a powerful voice to us is what we will be looking for in an elected representative.
So among your options, when you look at it, do you think that you're spoiled for options, or are you satisfied?
No, we are certainly spoiled for options. We are having good candidates in Trivandrum. That is good to see that, certainly. But I think Shashi Tharoor is one way ahead.
Definitely, we will be looking for a person based on the merits. We will be evaluating a candidate. So for the last 3 years, Shashi Tharoor was the MP. But definitely, so what are the declarations that will be done by each and every candidate? That definitely we will be looking at.
They should give priority to primary education, quality education, higher education also, and healthcare, to ensure that the basic health facilities are reaching the common man, especially those who are deprived of these facilities.
Now we get a lot of alerts related to changes in climate and say we shouldn't go out into the sea. Fishermen shouldn't go for a couple of days. But how will we survive in those days?
1 month the cash that we earn is going for kerosene. If we get some more subsidy, it would have helped. We get subsidy of ₹25 for 1 litre of kerosene, and with subsidy we get 240 litres. Like earlier, we should get 350 litres. The subsidy amount should be increased.
The Viringam Port, National Highway, 4-laning of roads from Karakutam to Cherthala are some of the major development projects that Thiruvananthapuram has seen. But people say that the potential of the city has not been fully realized.
I wouldn't say there's been no development is not a right statement. There has been development from time to time. But have we got what we deserve, or have we been able to tap the potential that we have? I would say no.
Shashi Tharoor has won the Thiruvananthapuram constituency in 2019 with a margin of 99,989 votes. In this tough triangular battle, will he be able to repeat his victory, or Will the people of Thiruvananthapuram usher in change? With video journalist Ablash MS in Thiruvananthapuram, Neetu Raghukumar.
On that note, we're slipping into a quick break here on this edition of Setting the Election Agenda, but we'll be back with more reports from on ground, more voices that matter. Don't go anywhere. Do stay tuned.
Hello and welcome to Know Your Neta, and I am today coming to you from the tea plantation in Wayanad, and I'm going to make you meet an interesting Neta. This is her electoral debut. This is the first time that she is going to contest the elections. She has been an activist for over decades altogether, for over 3 decades altogether, and she is also the wife of a prominent veteran politician. I'm talking about none other than Annie Raja over here. Ma'am, thank you for speaking with us. Beautiful, beautiful scenery that you are in here. I want to ask starting by asking that why Wayanad? Why did you choose Wayanad to be your first electoral place to contest election?
You see, for all these years, my party, the Communist Party of India, CPI, has given me other organizational work. And now the party and the left front asked me to contest election, and they have decided, it is not my selection, but by the party's decision and the LDF's decision to contest from here. So that's why I am here.
So you have always been an activist all through your life. How did you think that I should now enter into the electoral fray? I should be a politician now, because you have been a voice of marginalized. Why the shift suddenly?
No, it's not a shift actually. You see, when I raise voice or I stand with the people, whether it is in Manipur, whether it is in Jammu Kashmir, whether it is in Jabua, whether it is in Orissa, whether it is in Gujarat, it's a political work actually. Yes. So it is to ensure their rights as citizens of this country. That is the politic. That is a political work. So the contesting election, and this is a different form of political activity. So I now, so far my political activity was something different, and now party and left front asked me to do this political work. So I am here.
All right. When we talk about Wayanad, what is something that you are willing to give to the people of Wayanad? What is the developmental work that you are planning to do if you get elected as the MP?
You see, since this constituency was established, it was always it was UDF all the last three times, and unfortunately for the people of this constituency, the representatives never bothered about the development of this constituency, and the issues when I am here for.
Welcome back. Ahead of Lok Sabha elections, what really is the mood on ground? My colleague Yash Goel was in the national capital catching the pulse of the voters of Delhi. Who is in Delhi's man? The fight is between the BJP and the Congress Samajwadi Party alliance. I'm leaving you with some food for thought.
Well, with the rising mercury in the national capital once again, we know that summers are around the corner. The temperatures are rising, so as the political temperatures in the national capital and across the country. Another famous spot in the national capital, I'm coming to you from Gyani's the Hatti, and in fact this is perhaps one of those spots which start hustling bustling once the summers kick in. In fact, this is the OG Gyani's we talk about in India. And I have a lovely set of people over here to talk more about food and politics. Ma'am, first of all, what's your name?
अंजलि।
So पहले तो आपने मजा लिया फलूदे का और इन सब चीज का. How did you like it?
एक्चुअली जब हम चांदनी चौक आते हैं तो फूड ऑटोमेटिकली आता है और फूड एक हमेशा चार्म होता है चांदनी चौक आने का, तो आई ऑलवेज कम हियर फॉर शॉपिंग एंड फूड फॉर.
Okay, apart from food, let's also talk about elections. A lot is happening right now. Who do you support and what do you think happening in these elections?
ऑनेस्टली स्पीकिंग एक सिटीजन को हमेशा लास्ट 5 ईयर देखना चाहिए. किसी भी सिचुएशन सडनली जो अराइज सिचुएशन होती है उसको एनालाइज ना करके लास्ट 5 ईयर में गवर्नमेंट ने क्या किया है या किसकी क्या वर्किंग रही है उसके अकॉर्डिंग वोट करना चाहिए.
Okay, so ma'am, basically you're a women voter and this is perhaps the first time when the percentage is almost equal of male voters and female voters. As a female voter, what do you think, what were your core issues? आपके मेन इश्यूज क्या रहे इन सालों में और आने वाला जो भी आपका प्रत्याशी आप चुन के लाते हैं उससे क्या आप उम्मीदें रखते हैं?
अभी भी अगर मैं देखूं तो पेपर वर्क पे शायद हमारा फीमेल के लिए बहुत सपोर्ट है. इन प्रैक्टिकल एस्पेक्ट अभी भी हमें एज ए फीमेल बहुत सारी प्रॉब्लम फेस करने पड़ती हैं. तो जो एक नरेटिव है लोगों के दिमाग में राइट्स को लेकर वो चेंज होना चाहिए. तो एज ए सोसाइटी एज ए फीमेल क्या मैं उसको एक्सेप्ट कर सकती हूँ जो न्यू चीज़ें इंट्रोड्यूस की गई है. सबसे पहले तो हमें एज ए फीमेल ही एक्सेप्ट करनी होगी ना. अगर आप देखें तो हाँ, अगर फीमेल आगे जाकर कुछ नेशनल लेवल पे काम करते हैं तो उनको सपोर्ट किया जाए.
मैम अच्छा एक सवाल और मेरा बहुत छोटा सा. दिल्ली के अंदर 7 सीटें हैं, पिछली बार 7 बीजेपी जीती थी. इस बार बहुत सारी चीज़ें, बहुत सारे पॉलिटिकल इवेंट्स हुए हैं. इस बार क्या लगता है आपको एज अ वोटर, आपका क्या एनालिसिस है इस बार?
एज अ वोटर ये अभी कहना बड़ा डिफिकल्ट है. इस वक्त ऐसा कुछ भी क्लियर स्वीप होता तो किसी भी पॉलिटिकल पार्टी.
मैम एक्चुअली यही साइन होता है एक जागरूक वोटर का, हु डजंट मेक अजम्पशंस.
और ये मेरा एक वोटर राइट होगा. मैं जब अपने वोट के लिए कॉन्शियस हूँ कि मैं किसी पार्टी को करूँगी तो मैं दूसरों से भी नहीं पूछ सकती कि वो किसको वोट कास्ट कर रहे हैं. तो ये उनका वैल्यू फॉर वोट है और सिग्नेसी फॉर द वोट है. तो मेरे हिसाब से किसी को भी ये जज करना कि कौन सी पार्टी आ रही है और एक नैरेटिव के पीछे जाना वो गलती होता है हमेशा.
So we spoke to you. Now we'll speak to the younger lot, and I can say that you're not going to vote this time. Am I right?
No.
What is your age?
I'm 16 right now.
You're just 16. Okay, so it's not good to talk about who you're going to vote in future for. But in your circles, you must be in your 12th standard or the first year of your college. What is the talk in your circle? What is going to happen in these elections?
Well, actually, we don't talk about elections right now. We are not politically indecisive right now. But elections are coming. It is a huge wave right now. But I would not prefer to open about at the political decisions.
No, but as a student, like इस general election में you're not going to vote. But in next, you are going to vote. क्या चीज़ें दिमाग में रहती है as a student भी और as a youth भी, जो कि एक एम्प्लॉयबल एज के बाद, एक सर्टेन एज के बाद एम्प्लॉयमेंट के लिए भी जाएगा, एक सर्टेन एज के बाद कंट्री के रिसोर्सेज भी अलग तरीके से यूज़ करेगा. तो व्हाट यू हैव इन योर माइंड व्हेन यू गोना चूज योर रिप्रेजेंटेटिव?
वेल, जो भी इस इलेक्शन में जीतता है, आई वुड लाइक टू सी हिज और हर working in the next 4 to 5 years, and then I would decide my election vote.
So basically you'll make a informed decision.
Yes. आफ्टर नेक्स्ट ईयर्स जो भी डेवलपमेंट होगी, जो भी गोल्स इनिशिएटेड होंगे, जो मेरी तरफ के लिए सही होंगे, जो मेरी यूथ के लिए डेवलपमेंट होगी, मैं उन्हीं को वोट देना चाहूँगा. एंड आई थिंक मेरे साथ वाले जो यूथ होगा, जो मेरे कॉलेज स्टूडेंट्स होंगे, वो भी यही थॉट रखते होंगे जो उनके प्रायोरिटाइज करेंगे.
Well, thank you so much guys for talking to us. See, right now the discussion has actually, the pillar post has changed right now. People are not talking about particular parties in the national capital, but they are talking about particular candidates. Well, this is, you see a lot of bheed over here at this very shop. I also have my token with me. I'll also get my piece of faluda. I'll also try it and then get you some other flavors of the national capital with a lot of food as well. Come along. Wait, दे दीजिएगा. So this is the divine glass I was talking about of Faluda. This basically is a dessert. It has condensed milk turned into Faluda with a lot of nuts. Then there is ice. Then there is some sort of noodles of maida, if I can call it. In fact, this dish has been called for many years. In fact, people love this dish here in the national capital. And in fact, when we were covering this, we came across a lot of people who just came from other states to visit Chandni Chowk and to have a divine sip of this very dessert.
Welcome everyone. Thanks a lot for staying with us. You're watching Plain Speak with me, Shivani Gupta. It's been bad news for the Congress party over the last 48 hours, especially with a spate of resignations. If it was Vijender Singh or Sanjay Nirupam for the grand old party yesterday, today troubles mounted with spokesperson Gaurav Vallabh's exit. All of this, remember, is happening barely weeks before election polling. After a series of exits from state units earlier this year, there has been pan-India setbacks for the grand old party over the last few days. Most of these talk of extreme disillusionment, disenchantment, disgruntlement for leaving. Let me quote just one example. Now, moments after Congress expelled Sanjay Nirupam